Useful and harmful microbes. At the end of this module, you will be able to learn about useful microorganisms, lactobacilli, rhizobium, yeast, harmful microorganism, Clostridium, and others. Useful and harmful microbes. Useful microbes. Yeast helps in fermentation process. Rhizobium supplies nitrates, nitrites and amino acid to the plants. Lactobacilli converts lactose to lactic acid in milk. Antibiotic penicillin, used to treat bacterial infections of ear, nose, throat and skin. Harmful microbes. Clostridium causes food poisoning. Fungi uses nutrients from food items for growth and reproduction. Other harmful microbes. Bacteria ex cholera, viruses AIDS, protozoa, fungi dandruff. Lactobacilli. Smear a drop of fresh buttermilk on a glass slide, stain it with methylene blue and put a cover slip over it. Observe the smear under the 10x objective of a compound microscope and then with the more powerful 60x objective. You can notice that blue rod-shaped organism moving around. They are lactobacilli. A kind of bacteria. They are minute and rectangular in shape. Lactobacilli are anaerobic, that is, they can produce energy without the use of oxygen. The lactobacilli convert lactose, the sugar in the milk, into lactic acid. This process is called fermentation. As a result, the pH of milk decreases, causing coagulation of milk proteins. Thus, milk proteins are separated from other constituents of milk. This is what happens when milk changes into yogurt. Yogurt has a specific sour taste due to lactic acid. The low pH destroys harmful microbes present in the milk. Uses of lactobacilli. 1. Lactobacilli fermentation is useful for large-scale production of cider, cocoa, pickles of vegetables, etc. 2. Lactobacilli and some other useful microbes taken together are used to treat abdominal discomfort. Rhizobium, symbiotic bacteria. Take a plantlet of fenugreek, groundnut or any other bean and sterilize it with a 3 to 5% solution of hydrogen peroxide. Afterwards, keep it in a 70% solution of ethyl alcohol for 4 to 5 minutes. Clean the roots with sterile water and take thin sections of the root nodules. Select good section and place it in a solution of safranin for 2 to 3 minutes. Place the stained section on a glass slide, cover it with cover slip and observe it under the compound microscope. The pinkish rod-shaped organisms are the rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobia living in a root nodule supplies nitrates, nitrites and amino acids to that plant and in exchange get energy in the form of carbohydrates from it. Such a mutually beneficial relationship is called symbiosis. Rhizobia produce nitrogenous compounds from atmospheric nitrogen. However, for this process of nitrogen fixation, they need leguminous plants like beans, sweet pea, soya bean, etc. as host. Beans and pulses are rich in proteins due to the nitrogenous compounds made available by rhizobia. After harvesting a leguminous crop, the leftover roots and other plant's part are deliberately dumped in farm soil to maintain its bacterial population. The use of rhizobium has helped to reduce the use of chemical fertilizers and thereby their adverse effects. It has also helped to reduce expenses on fertilizers and thus works to the benefit of farmers. Yeast. In yeast, some cells may have small round bodies attached to them. These are new daughter cells of yeast in the process of formation. This method of asexual reproduction is called budding. Bring active dry yeast from the market. Mix a spoonful of yeast, 2 spoonfuls sugar with a sufficient quantity of lukewarm water in a bottle. Fix a colorless transparent balloon on the mouth of that bottle. After 10 minutes, mix lime water with the gas accumulated in the balloon. Collected that lime water in a beaker and observe it. Take a drop of the solution from the bottle on a glass slide. Put a cover slip over it and observe it in under the compound microscope. Store the solution in the bottle carefully. You see colorless oval cells of yeast on the slide. Some of those cells may have small round bodies attached to them. These are new daughter cells of yeast in the process of formation. This method of asexual reproduction is called budding. Yeast is a heterotrophic fungal microbe that grows on carbon compounds. Yeast is a unicellular fungus with 1500 different species in existence. The yeast cell is eukaryotic type of cell. In the above experiment, yeast grows and multiplies very quickly due to the carbon compounds in the sugar solution. In the process of obtaining nutrition, yeast cells convert this carbohydrate in that solution into alcohol and carbon dioxide. This process is called fermentation. Antibiotics. Carbon compounds obtained from some bacteria and fungi for destroying or preventing the growth of harmful microorganisms are called antibiotics. Antibiotics, a discovery of the 20th century, have brought about a revolution in the field of medicine. Antibiotics mainly act against bacteria. Some antibiotics can destroy protozoa. Some antibiotics are useful against a wide variety of bacteria. They are called broad-spectrum antibiotics. Examples are ampicillin, amoxicillin, tetracycline, etc. When the pathogen cannot be identified even though the symptoms of disease are visible, broad-spectrum antibiotics are used. Whenever a pathogenic microorganism is definitely known, then narrow-spectrum antibiotics are used. Examples are penicillin, gentamicin, erythromycin, etc. Penicillin. Penicillin is a group of antibiotics obtained from a fungus, Penicillium, and is used for controlling the infections caused by bacteria like Staphylococcus, Clostridia, Streptococcus, etc. Medicines containing penicillin are useful to treat certain bacterial infections of the ear, nose, throat, and skin, as well as diseases like pneumonia and scarlet fever. Caution: antibiotics should be taken only when prescribed by a doctor. Don't purchase any antibiotic from medical stores without a prescription from a doctor. Don't consume antibiotics on your own to treat common diseases like a throat infection, common cold, or influenza. Even if you feel well before completing of the prescribed course of the antibiotic, you must continue and complete it. Harmful microorganisms. Fungi. Microscopic spores of fungi are present in the air. If there is sufficient moisture, spores germinate on cotton fabric, gunny bags, leather, wooden items, etc. The fungal hyphae, fibers of the fungus, penetrate deep into the material to obtain nutrition and to reproduce. This causes the materials to wear and become weak. As a result, gunny bags, leather items like shoes, purses, belts, etc., on which fungi have grown, do not last long. Wooden items also get spoiled. Various species of fungi grow on food items like pickles, murabba, jam, sauce, chutney, etc. They use the nutrients in these food items for growth and reproduction. During this activity, fungi release mycotoxins, certain poisonous chemicals, into the food, and thus the food becomes poisonous. Hence, the food on which fungi have grown cannot be eaten. Clostridium. The bacteria which spoil cooked food is called Clostridium. These bacteria are rod-shaped and produce bottle-shaped endospores in adverse conditions. One special characteristic of these bacteria is that they cannot withstand the normal oxygen level of the air because they grow in anaerobic conditions. Other harmful microorganisms. Other kinds of microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, protozoa and fungi are also responsible for different diseases that affect humans. Following is a chart which specifies the diseases which spread through bacteria and the preventive measures for preventing it. Lichen. Lichens are interesting organisms. They are important part of nature and are often useful for humans. They provide us with dyes, scents for perfumes, and sometimes food. In the future, they may also provide us with antibiotics and sunscreen chemicals. Some species of lichen can withstand high levels of radiation. Others can be used as biological sensors that give us information about the environment. A lichen is not a single organism. Rather, it is a symbiosis between different organisms, a fungus and an algae, and cyanobacterium. Summary. You have learned that the lactobacilli convert lactose, the sugar in the milk, into lactic acid. Rhizobia living in a root nodule supply nitrates, nitrites and amino acids to that plant and in exchange get energy in the form of carbohydrates from it. Yeast is a heterotrophic fungal microbe that grows on carbon compounds. Carbon compounds obtained from some bacteria and fungi for destroying or preventing the growth of harmful microorganisms are called antibiotics. Some antibiotics are useful against a wide variety of bacteria. They are called broad-spectrum antibiotics. Whenever a pathogenic microorganism is definitely known, then narrow-spectrum antibiotics are used. Penicillin is a group of antibiotics obtained from fungus, Penicillium, and is used for controlling the infections caused by bacteria like Staphylococcus, Clostridia, Streptococci, etc. The fungal hyphae fibrous of the fungus penetrate deep into the material to obtain nutrition and to reproduce. Clostridium bacteria are rod-shaped and produce bottle-shaped endospores in adverse conditions. Other kinds of microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, protozoa and fungi are also responsible for different diseases that affect humans. A lichen is not a single organism. Rather, it is a symbiosis between different organisms, a fungus and an alga or cyanobacterium.